I am a Sonic fan through and through. Growing up, I had at least one or more Sonic games for each console I owned. I loved watching Sonic X on Saturdays, and I would even play make-believe Sonic on the playground at school. I would even go as far as to say I can get behind the words of Sammy Classic Sonic fan at times.
I hate all you frickin' Sonic haters!
Listen, I'll be the first to admit, Sonic has seen its dark days, and quite frankly, those days have seemed to overshadow the good ones. It's disheartening when I get hyped for a Sonic game, but then it turns out to not be everything it was chalked up to be. However, Team Sonic Racing is not an example of one of those games. In fact, it's everything that I had hoped for and more, and as Sonic fans, we should be celebrating this game. I had been looking forward to Team Sonic Racing since its announcement. Now, I never played a Sonic Racing game before, unless you consider running races in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games racing, but nevertheless, a Sonic Racing game on the current generation was super exciting to me. It looked like something that I would really enjoy as a game, to jump in and play and just have fun. I play a lot of story-heavy games, and sometimes it's nice to have something fresh and low commitment to play in between, and Team Sonic Racing was just that. In this video, I want to talk about what makes Team Sonic Racing a great game, and hopefully it will entice more people to play it. With the release of Crash Team Racing approaching, I knew I wanted to get one of these games. However, I without question had to get Team Sonic Racing. As a Sonic fan, I'm familiar with and love all the characters, and I was very happy to see the cast of this game. Each character is categorized into speed, tactical, and power, each having a few of their own special abilities. Speed characters let out a blast when drifting that deflects incoming wisps, tactical characters can drive on any surface, and power characters can blast through obstacles on the course. It's a nice touch that allows you to choose how you want to tackle each course, as some characters can handle some better than others. Though no DLC is planned for now, I hope to see when introducing more characters. I think it'd be really fun to have a team of Sonic Riders characters like Jet, Storm, and Wave. The characters further spew their personalities through shouting a variety of quips throughout races. I think some of these are pretty funny and keep the races entertaining. Characters will make quips at other characters who hit them with wisps, or will thank their teammates for giving them a boost. It really builds well in the team aspect and makes it feel less like you're driving with AI and more like you're driving with actual characters themselves. Overall, it's always nice to see the Sonic gang together, so this game is a good collection of all the cast. The name of the game is working as a team, hence the title, and it brings something fresh and fun to the kart racing genre. Featuring Team Sonic, Team Rose, Team Dark, Team Vector, and Team Eggman, this game gives you a lot of methods of interacting with your teammates to help win the race. Also, side note, it's comedic to me how Team Rose seems so OP in this game. Like, how is dumb old Big the Cat always seemingly in first?
I'm sure it was an accident.
The character in front of the team will release a slipstream behind them, which other teammates can drive in, to gain a slingshot boost. If a teammate gets spun out by another competitor, your fellow teammate can drive by, giving you a boost to throw you back into the race. Wisps can also be transferred between teammates to help each other out in a pinch. All of these elements, when utilized, build your team blast meter, which upon completion gives you a mega boost of invincibility, helping you get ahead of your competition. However, the stress of team elements comes from placement in the ranks. You may come in first place, but your teammates tank and do horribly, then you may not win the race overall. Each placement gets a certain number of points, and those points total at the end of the race to find the true winner. It's your job to make sure you work as a team to ensure a tight grouping of the top places. The adventure mode is solely team-based, and it takes you through a quirky, classically cheesy Sonic tale of questioning why you're thrown into these races, introducing you to each of the teams and all the mechanics. The team aspect of the game feels essential, and not just like a gimmick, which is what makes playing alongside the other characters in an attempt to achieve victory so fun. Controls and mechanics can make or break a racing game. If you can't drive smoothly, you can't play the game. It's as simple as that. Team Sonic Racing has butter smooth controls. Clocking in at a steady 60 FPS and utilizing only a handful of buttons on the controller, it makes driving these karts a blue breeze. Though jumping into the adventure mode doesn't explicitly tell you all the controls right off the bat, it's easy and instinctive to pick up, as the karts control much like cars in other racing or non-racing games. Now, considering Sonic moves at the speed of sound, it doesn't really seem like a car is all too necessary.
Kids, don't use Formula One race cars to chase hedgehogs.
However, have no fear, as the game manages to make you feel fast despite being plopped in a car with a max speed thousands of miles per hour less than Sonic's max. I'm not sure if it's just the anime speed lines in the border of the screen, but every boost, team blast, and drift throws you into a speed dash that gets your adrenaline pumping. With building speed comes drifting. Drifting is essential in this game if you want to get ahead. Turning around corners sometimes can't be managed without sliding into a quick drift. The transition into drifting feels smooth and easy, which racing games sometimes make too clunky. You feel the emphasis on drifting, and it becomes a necessity more than an option, making driving feel a lot faster. It also becomes a major component in a variety of side challenges to help you hone your drifting skills and further emphasizing the importance of it. The mystery box power-up element of this game comes in the form of wisps. small squid-like creatures of various colors. Much like any other game, learning what each wisp does can take a little getting used to. However, I found that the color coding system allowed me to understand each wisp much faster. Orange wisps are rockets, black wisps are bombs, white wisps are boosts, etc. You can see the wisp you have floating behind the tail of your car, so you know exactly what you have. Though they follow the common kart racer lineup, I found that they were very well balanced and fair in the game, which leads me to my next point. My biggest gripe with kart racers is the classic case of first place boredom. Specifically with Mario Kart, if you happen to gain the honor of remaining in first place the whole race, it gets kind of boring and lonely up there. You're limited to only a few items, everyone is way behind you with no shot of catching up, and if you're blue shelled, well, you're SOL. But in Team Sonic Racing, there's never a dull first place moment. If you are in first, watch your back, there's probably someone right behind you. One slip up and you're donezo. The blue shell equivalent in Team Sonic Racing is a pillar of rocks that springs up in front of the first place driver. This is a way fairer version than the blue shell, because if you're skilled enough to dip and dodge through this maze, then you can keep your first place position. If not, you're gonna get passed. This affects more than just the first place winner, allowing for a more risky turn of events in the rankings. There's never a dull moment in Team Sonic Racing, and Sumo Digital did an amazing job at ensuring that everything felt fun, balanced, and fair. By completing races and winning them, you'll collect coins to unlock mod pods. These mod pods are like vending machine pods that you'll see at a Pizza Hut. Within the pods, you can get upgrades for character carts, paint schemes, horn sounds, and bonus boxes. I love this system because it's a fair and randomized way to rank up your car. This also means no microtransactions. I loved having the ability to customize carts with various upgrades to beef them up, as well as decking them out in cool paint jobs and finishes. I was able to create the cart that I felt fit the characters best, which I spent lots of time tinkering with. There were a lot of times in this game where I
Stop to enjoy the scenery.
There's a wide variety of tracks, and everyone is so colorful and characteristic of its theme. Each one brings its own set of elements to the table, whether it's jumping on hot air balloons, dodging poker chips, or avoiding the fists of a giant lava monster. As you start to learn the tracks more, you can begin to explore the shortcuts and special nuances, bringing new life to them each time you play. Much like an artist flips their canvas to see their work in a new light, throughout the game, you'll play mirrored tracks. The tracks are flipped from the usual way you're used to playing them, which shakes up the game and sometimes helps you seek out new ways to play them. Otherwise, it keeps all the tracks feeling fresh, so you aren't just playing the same ones over and over. On top of that, there are 14 different race variations, like the Target Challenge, Coin Collection Challenge, and Survival Race, to name a few. All of these variations allow you to get accustomed to the tracks in a way that's different from just standard racing. Although the Ring Challenge and Gate Challenge have put my controller at high risk of being thrown many times. Every Sonic game has a killer soundtrack. It just goes without saying. And Team Sonic Racing lived up to this standard, and possibly exceeded it. I love the music in this game, and it keeps that heart-pumping adrenaline going throughout every single race. I'm so happy to see that Hyper Potions was brought back to make the music for this game after his work on Sonic Mania. As a fan of his music, this gets an A+ from me. Music spans a wide range of genres, from rock to jazz to trap to electronic, keeping everything sounding fresh, yet still manages to maintain cohesiveness. There are themes for every single screen in this game, and even multiple songs for every track. Though the music is generally just looping throughout the races and various screens, it never seems to get old. For example, the music for the garage is a cool remix of the game's theme song, and it's a certified banger. I will literally go to the garage not to mod cars, but just to sit there and listen to the track. One of the things I'm happiest about is the fact that they not only brought back songs from older games, but remixed them. Two of which being from my all-time favorite Sonic game, Sonic Heroes. Seaside Hill, which is now Whale Lagoon, and Casino Park, now Roulette Road, had their themes remixed for this game, and they blasted me in the nostalgia in a whole new way. Team Blasts are not only fun to use for the extra boost, but each character has their own Team Blast theme. Even though every character has the same Team Blast technique, the various tracks that accompany them make them feel more personalized. The full album has recently become available on Spotify, and it's been on constant loop ever since. I figured I wouldn't be spending much time in the multiplayer, because it would be incredibly hard, but it's quite the opposite. The multiplayer feels fair, especially since the game is new and everyone's just getting their bearings. You're given the option to either do team races or single races. Within that, you can pick whether you want to just play for fun in a casual race or test your skills in a ranked race. You gain rankings based on how you perform in races, and as you rank up, you get placed in more competitive races. I like having all of these options as they can really tailor my play session based on if I'm feeling just like having fun or feeling particularly competitive. There is also the option for local multiplayer, and I recently played Split Screen with my girlfriend, and it's such a fun couch co-op game. We play Mario Kart a lot together, but this is a very fun alternative. Playing team races together is a blast, and being able to communicate with someone else on supplying wisps and slingshot boosts is collaboration to the max. Team Sonic Racing isn't meant to bring you an exhilarating story or grace your eyes with realistic graphics. This is a game that's meant to just play and have fun. It's as simple as that. That's exactly what Team Sonic Racing has done, and in my opinion has done so well. It's really shaken things up for me and has allowed me to take a gaming breather that was much needed. I feel like a kid again, in the best way possible. Playing this game is so refreshing. When playing this game, I'm not worried about all the intricacies of gaming. I'm just playing to have a good time. If you're not a Sonic fan, this game is an enjoyable, fresh kart racing experience. If you are a Sonic fan, this game is a great addition to the collection and should be celebrated for that. Whether it's working as a team, feeling fast, hearing the character quips at each other, or just listening to the brilliant music, Team Sonic Racing takes you for a ride at the speed of sound.